A gathering of Catholic leaders from across the United States just wrapped up in Orlando, Florida. The U.S. bishops who sponsored the meeting say the goal was to assess the challenges and opportunities for the church in America. Dr. Matthew Bunson, EWTN Senior Contributor and Senior Editor with National Catholic Register, covered the meeting in Orlando. So Matthew, over 3,000 church leaders were there. Tell us what you learned about the landscape of the Catholic Church.
When you bring together 3,000 leaders from across the United States in such a dazzling variety of ministries, you're going to get a lot of different perspectives. And one of the things that's very clear is that there are a host of challenges facing the country today. We have secularism, we have relativism, we've got the problems of the nuns, N-O-N-S's, the millennials who are really connecting themselves to no faith at all. But then we've got immigration problems, we've got economic problems. But at the same time, when you bring together these leaders, you also discover that a lot of people are creating wonderful solutions on the local level. Cardinal Donald Wuerl, in his presentation at the Convocation, made an important point. He said that the situations are always changing, but the teachings of the Church don't. We have to find new ways to apply those teachings and to really instill in everyone a sense of missionary discipleship.
What is so significant about this meeting, or convocation as you call it?
Yeah, well, it's never been done before. You have to go back 100 years, all the way back to 1917, in the middle of World War I, to find anything really approaching this. What they wanted to do was to bring all of the dioceses together, not just dioceses, but also apostolates and religious communities, to talk, just to interact with each other, to discuss and get to know each other, to network, to decide, and to really to point out to each other what's working, what isn't working.
Archbishop Jose Gomez of Los Angeles spoke on day 3 of the convocation, talking about his vision for the church as well as his own personal faith and developing that. Let's take a listen to what he said about his personal story.
I'm going with my friends, no car. I'm going to Mass, yeah, take the kids, you know. Honestly, when I reflect on my life, making that decision to go to daily Mass changed my life. And look where I am.
Tell me about Archbishop Gomez's message.
Yeah, that was just one moment of what I thought was one of the highest of the highlights of this convocation. Archbishop Gomez laid out his vision for what we understand to be the peripheries. And he looked at the question in this way. He said the peripheries are not just geographical, they're not just sociological, but they're spiritual. And the very next day, we had a convocation gathering together to do a Eucharistic procession through the streets of Orlando into the hotel, on the very day also that we're talking about religious liberty. So the public witness of the Eucharist, and we hear from Archbishop Gomez the incredible power, the transforming power of the Eucharist in your life, was an anchor for the convocation, but we're also reminded of what the true peripheries are.
Yes, reaching out to those on the marginalized and those, like I said, on the edges of society. Matthew Bunson, EWTN Senior Contributor and Senior Editor with the National Catholic Register, thanks so much for telling us about it.
Great to be with you.